Welcome back, folks, as we're jumping back on in to the Telia Esports Series Finland Grand Finals. I'm still Milky Serial, still joined by Rail, potentially for the final time as DeftFox lead Nyyrikki 2-1. A much closer game than what we saw in games 1 and 2, so I kind of got my wish, but we'll see whether Nyyrikki can pull it back once again, whether the red side buffer will appear once more.
We'll have to see because a few things changed. Trundle got left open. Seen Wake on Aurelia again, but that Ash and also the Fresh
That
getting
Ash.
through bans. Don't think we've seen Fresh again.
No.
I mean, both teams should rightfully think about banning it, especially with how much value the bot lane of DeftFox had in that game. They were the key element to success. They were the key element to even stopping that Baron and stopping Nyyrikki from getting it back into the game, really. So gonna see probably more pressure thrown down there because there was a lot of pressure from Diana towards that top mid side. There wasn't any towards bot, not at any stage.
For Namex as well, he had the 2 bans against him as well in the final phase. He had the Aphelios ban, he had the Jinx ban from him. And he was like, that's fine, I'll just go and play the Ashe. And he still made it work. And when you do that, I feel, despite getting quite a few bans against you, that's just, bolster up your confidence even more than it otherwise would have.
Yeah, rightfully so. I mean, I think if you're Nyyrikki, you need to get rid of Trundle. He's proven an issue. He's proven to be both your losses as well. That choice of the late invade really denied them any early game pressure. They had to wait for Diana level 6. Rightfully so, the Diana pressure did actually put impact on the map, made a lot happen in the mid lane, helped Wazen out a lot.
Yeah.
But it really delayed them getting to that point, delayed Diana getting to 6, delayed them even putting the pressure on the map. So I want to see him ban Trundle. I want to see him actually 5-point and or even put wards down if you don't want to stand there, because I mean that proved an issue. And it proved an issue that they forgot that Gwen could be flexed into the mid lane.
Yeah. Okay, so let's say you're coaching for Nyyrikki, or more specifically, drafting for Nyyrikki. What are your 3 bans in the opening phase?
I think you leave Zin open.
Okay, yeah, that's
Nyyrikki
fair.
are red side, right?
Yes, yeah.
You ban Trundle.
Okay,
You ban LeBlanc.
of course.
What else was their bans?
Riven or Thresh?
I think you're going to be forced to ban Fresh. I don't think DeftFox will ban Fresh, just for the fact that if they first pick it, I already don't see the answer from Nyyrikki.
Right. Yeah, and because you're blue side, then I guess DeftFox take the Gwen, you handshake the Viego over to the side of Nyyrikki, and then maybe B2-3 do DeftFox, then just take... Well, I mean, they could take the Aphelios, but they don't have the Thresh to pair it with, so...
Well, it depends if Ziggs gets through or not. That's probably
Ziggs.
permabanned.
Yeah.
I don't expect DeftFox to let it go through. I expect them to ban that. So there's a few power picks to fly around. Might not see Aurelia again. Didn't really work the way they wanted to. It still is strong, don't get me wrong. It just didn't work to what they wanted it to do.
Put it in a solo lane.
Potentially put it in a solo lane, but there's the likes of Tryndamere, Fiora.
Yeah. I mean, it's counter picks at the end of the day, right? So if you're on blue side, it might just get countered. We've seen DeftFox ban away that Tryndamere in the second phase in game 3 when they had the counter pick themselves. They made sure that there was no way that Tryndamere was getting through, and you'd have to presume that DeftFox would do the same again for game 4 as well.
Why not? Why not? You didn't want to play against it. It didn't work when you tried playing against the Tryndamere, so just get rid of it. And it opened up the top lane champion pool, which it really did. Because even when they picked the Gwen went mid. Didn't matter. They picked a Jax to counter the Gwen. They're not playing into the Gwen. They're playing into Riven.
Well, cue the music, Rail, because I think we are heading on in 2 picks and bans for potentially the final time today. And let's see whether the Nyyrikki ban away that Trundle. Well, the LeBlanc's banned, the Ziggs is banned, and both of them rightfully so.
Yep, you said it after game 1. Not seeing LeBlanc anymore. I literally said after game 2, not getting Ziggs anymore because it excelled their snowball. They don't want to play against it again. Viego is taken away. No handshake coming through there. Also, Zinzao. And I will say, to my defense, the reason why I said don't ban Zen, Diana is very good into Zen.
Okay.
So you can trade the Zen for Diana and then pick something else strong as your second pick on red side.
Now, this third ban for Nyyrikki, the Gwen is open. Do they take the Gwen away? No, they're going to take the Tristana away. So, if you're DeftFox, you've got the Gwen available. You've got the Irelia available as well. And DeftFox say, we want a second go with Irelia.
Yeah. We talked about it. Where do we want to see it, Milky? We want to see it in a solo lane this time round, not in the bot lane.
Honestly, you can make a song. It's like, what do we want to see at Irelia? When do we want to see it now? Where do we want to see it bot lane? No. Solo lanes. Only solo lanes for the Irelia. The Thresh is open. The Aphelios is open. Nyyrikki have arguably the strongest bot lane duo in the game. And this is exactly what they need if they want to take it to a game 5. If they want to take DeftFox to a game 5.
Yeah, I have an issue with this.
Okay.
Why are you banning Viego when you know they're going to go Fresh Aphelios? If you leave Fresh open, you know they're taking it 100%.
Right.
Like, red side, guaranteed Fresh Aphelios. Every time Fresh is open, Fresh Aphelios.
Well, I don't know. Maybe they just thought that they wanted to prioritize the Irelia Gwen, but then they could have taken Viego. I guess maybe they thought that the Thresh would get banned by the side of Nyyrikki. Maybe they thought the Irelia would get banned and it might change things. Either way, the Fiora is locked in. This means that DeftFox technically have the counter pick because they don't have to put the Irelia top. They don't have to put the Gwen top. They could put the Gwen jungler and Irelia mid if they so wish to do so.
Well, there's that Fiora what was banned away last time, so this time coming through is pretty good into both Irelia and Gwen. The attack speed slow, very, very annoying. So even if you don't get the stun, I would argue you'd rather take the stun. On Irelia and Gwen, you'd rather take the stun, but you might not have the choice. You're going to take that speed slow, which is absolutely horrendous. How big of an attack speed slow that is. It feels like Nasus Wither. It's not fun. And I like that they chose to pick up early. They're going to try and nullify the mid lane champion pool now from the side of DeftFox. DeftFox are going to want to throw Wazen off comfort. Wazen has shown that he'll happily play anything, even the likes of the Karma.
And there goes the Diana. We talked about how big the Diana pick is in the jungle. The jungle pool has been pinched somewhat. We saw a Lee Sin earlier on in the series. Is that something you think might sneak its way into the draft?
I mean, there's potential, but you would be lacking some sort of engage. It's sort of why you see the Diana taken away, throwing away another engage option. I'm just trying to think now what they can actually go with. And we talked this earlier. You know what that means?
Yasuo?
Yes. Gragas Yasuo. And Yasuo is not bad into Irelia. Sure, you can be pressured down early, but at level 6, it becomes harder for Irelia to play that matchup. You can block the Vanguard's edge, you can block the stun, because it's classed as a projectile. Can be quite a scary one. Debated.
I got debated. I saw a Draven. It would have been cool. Draven, Leona, a lot of aggression. Maybe something that could have shut down the Aphelios early. But instead, it is going to be the Lilia picked up. Lilia, Irelia, probably going to be a decent 2v2 duo for the side of DeftFox.
Don't bank on that yet.
Okay.
Don't bank on that yet. Lilia can play top lane.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
It's really, really strong. It's more stronger top lane than it is jungle. So you could
when jungle Irelia mid.
Yep, that could be the scenario. So don't bank on where the Lilia's going yet. We'll find out soon enough. They're going to round off with Varus. When you don't have Ashe, they're going to go Varus instead. And Varus is one of the better options into Aphelios. More so than Ashe. So I really like it. DeftFox's comp is kind of scary.
Okay, we didn't get Yasuo. We got his evil brother instead, Yone. I'm surprised we didn't get the Yasuo. We were hyping it up. I mean, Yone does similar things, I guess, but he isn't reliant on the knock-up from this Gragas.
I think the Yone has a little bit more safety he can sit behind with Soul Unbound. can sort of keep that distance away. So it's I see you're excited.
I really don't want a Lilia top, and I'll say why when we get into game.
That's fine. The Solemn Bound can keep you far away from safety, or far into safety, while you can dash into that team fight and get away with your life. So I do like the Yone, but I kind of was really expecting Yasuo, not gonna lie.
Well, sadly, we won't be having Yasuo. Maybe if we hit a game at 5, there is still the potential to be seeing the demon of solo queue himself make his way onto the rift. So I'm glad that Lilia's not top, because if I've learned anything from the series so far, it's that when DeftFox try to do, let's say, in quotation marks, clever things, it doesn't work out. DeftFox are a good team, and for me, whenever I see cheese picks just tell me this team doesn't look comfortable taking the win normally. You know, it feels like they need to resort to something to be able to cheese their way to a win. If you're good enough, and I think DeftFox are, just take Lilia jungle.
See, now I'm gonna fight DeftFox's corner because you said when they do smart things, it doesn't work.
Yeah.
Late invade.
Okay, no, but late invade. no, but here's the thing: the late invade was smart, right? Because Taiki was able just to sit in the river bush or whatever bush that's called. He waited, Wazen showed up. He was able to get a good trade, and then the late invade's free. That wasn't cheesy. It didn't feel queen flippy at all. It just felt correct.
Yeah, I get what you mean, and also we have exhaust and Abagnale. I like this for this game. Aurelia's going to want to dive. Gwen's going to want to dive. Getting that exhaust off. Let's see if we can have the same value.
Two exhausts.
Junior did. Yep, 2 of them. So let's see if these exhausts are going to have that same sort of value. Also, Waker took the ignite. I like this a lot because then trades with Fiora. She's going to want to heal through any of your damage. Nullifying that with the ignite stops you needing to buy like grievous wounds, and it's going to help you nullify the healing.
Now, I do want to break down the mid lane and top lane matchups, but first I'm going to jump on into the bot lane matchup because it's one that I know about a bit because I'm a Leona main. Leona into Thresh, not the most fun because Thresh can just disengage so easily with a Flay. Couple that, Aphelios Thresh, such a strong duo. And I'm just taking a look. Namex, he's gone Hail of Blades. I think this is going to be a Lethality Varus making its way through.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. There's no reason for it not to be, because you have consistent damage with the Aurelia and the Gwen. You have enough attack speed champions in your comp to basically sort that out for you. So, pretty much guaranteed that you go lethality here.
I don't know why, but I've always had a dislike to Varus going lethality. It's almost like every time it gets picked in, for some reason I think I'm like laning with a Jace or something like that. I'm just like, just go crit. But lethality definitely makes sense in the current meta. Let's talk about this jungle matchup, Taiki and Flipper, because when we started this series, Rail, we thought it'd be all about these two junglers. We thought it would be about how Taiki had found Flipper's number throughout during the 2 games that they played in playoffs. He did it again in game 1, but games 2 and 3, Flipper has looked good. Can he do it again on the Gragas?
Can he do it again is the biggest question, what we're going to have to wait and see. He does have that Predator as well, so he's going to have a little bit more agency to where he's going to get around. Lilia still does have a fairly healthy clear, doesn't really have much issues. This is the first Lilia we've seen in a while. I think we've seen one from Petoska, and that was top lane. Other than that, we haven't seen one in quite a while, so...
Well, both junglers are going to be starting on their red buffs. And Flipper, actually, he's going to be looking for an early gank at topside. He's going to be looking to get Petoska ahead. We've seen how coin flip the top lane matchups can be. And the skip and slash has already been used. The body slam comes in. The flash not going to be able to find the knockup. Petoska ticking down, and Flipper will just pick up the kill. And Petoska in to save his top laner right at the end. First blood for Nyyrikki.
Very, very close. Well played by Weka, nearly getting the solo kill onto Petoska before anything even happened. TP straight back. Look who's here.
Taiki is here and Flipper is gone. Petoska is going to run. And the watch out is denied by the riposte. cleanly done by Petoska, because if DeftFox had found a kill there, that would have just swung it back to the side of DeftFox.
Well, the thing is, if he didn't take the riposte there, really changes things. Sometimes Fioras are greedy. They take the extra damage. They take the E second for the double hit, where you get the guaranteed crit on the second hit. But takes a smart decision, takes the riposte, and pretty much saves his life.
And now we've got action happening around the Raptors. Dragani going in with the Blade Search. This time he's on the Irelia. He forces the flash from Wazen, as the flawless duet would have locked him down in place.
Would have indeed locked him down, saving Lilia's life. Lilia lost flash there, but it's going to be traded for the likes of Wazen's flash. The flash for flash across the board. And honestly, DeftFox kind of win out on that one. The fact that Wazen lost his flash makes him prime target number 1.
Wazen still has that exhaust available, which could protect him, but another flawless duet in. And Wazen, he has to return to his soul. The Defiant Dance is dropped. The exhaust is there. That's a shield for Wazen. He might be able to run out the flares. Huge flash forward. Set his blade. Hop Jr. goes a bop on Wazen. Picks up the kill. Abagnale flashes over the wall and out to safety. But DeftFox pick up their first kill of the game.
I would have lost my mind if Abagnale actually saved him there.
He practically did.
Nearly, very nearly. If he threw the exhaust on the owner, actually, it would have actually saved him. The exhaust would have denied a lot of Leona damage there, despite the HP.
He would have been stunned in place, though. And I think Dragani could have followed up. Or, like, Hop just gets one more auto off. Right?
No way. Because there was so much distance between the Aurelia and Wazen that it was at least a flash dash distance.
I think you are underestimating the power of the Leona damage. But, in all honesty...
Exhaust is a powerful thing.
Yeah, it is true. To be honest, I think it would have been Wazen getting out. Weka taken down low. Petoska wants to get underneath Weka, but sadly underneath Weka is a rather big tower. Taiki will be spotted out by the ward. Well, we'll make the ward redundant, and that will alert Petoska to someone's present. Swell Seed not going to find its mark, and Petoska's just dropping the thumbs up emote. Taiki wants to go in. Oh, Blooming Burst just out of range for Taiki.
Yeah, Weka didn't really have much mana either, so honestly, Petoska wasn't too scared, but it's going to drop a Dark Harvest for Lilia.
I think that's an absolute, you get the Dark Harvest, that's all you need. That's what you flash for, that kind of stuff. Oh, Petoska, that's a lot of damage onto Weka! Weka, what are you doing, son? Petoska sidesteps the Swirl Seed. So watch out, Eep takes Taiki under tower, and he can't go in for any more. He really wants to. He really wants to dive that Fiora. But Sense will get the better of him, and he will walk on out.
That's a 2-0 Fiora. Weka being very unfortunate in the top lane. He's playing trades well, but then every time he's lost the Ignite, Tuska waits, re-engages, and makes use of it.
Well, here in Game 4 is Petoska's top lane so far. Weka may have won games 1 and 3. But games 2 and 4 have been Petoska's. Red side buff, right?
Yep. And to be honest, you love to see this from junglers. You love to see when you can call them in to help you break a freeze. Aurelia wasn't really letting Yone step up. Calls in the jungle, just says, yo, help me get this pushed in so I can go roam.
Absolutely, and Wazen roaming down to the bottom lane, just having a look to see if he could potentially engage. Does have the level 6 available, but nothing really that he can go in on. As it is still not level 6. Namex is though, so he does have that chain of corruption that he could drop if Abagnale or Azitus step up a little bit too aggressively.
Azitus does have that cleanser. We have to keep that in mind. And remember, Azitul was the one from game 1 we said had the best game from Nyyrikki. Can they have that type of game again? Petoska is going to be made for.
Taiki steps forward. He doesn't have the ult. The grand challenge comes through. Petoska might look to get the 1v2 outplay. He's trying to get to the vitals. He gets it. He gets the healing. He picks up the kill. And now he looks towards Weka. Where are you going to go? Snip some more, because Petoska will cut you down. Double kill for the Fiora.
Petoska's in his head. He gambled on the fact that Weka gonna have to hold on. Bot lane rooted up.
Yeah, the Zenith Wave will come in. There's a teleport. Hop Up Jr. trying to buy as much time as he can. The Dusk Wave will come through. Knock up onto Dragane. Exhaust onto Dragane. The Vanguard's Edge will come through. Dragane just going on in. Flashes out Moonlight Vigil. Azita picks up the kill. And game 4 is going Nyyrikki's way completely.
Don't say red side buff? Anybody?
We could say red side buff. Yeah.
It really is looking like a change of tempo. You're at 4-0 in that top side. This is that champion was banned away in second rotation. Abagnale is safe. But that bot lane matchup has really been swung in a different direction. 2-0 on Azita again. Last time he had 2-0 though, didn't mean he came out on the win.
I'm just going to paint you a picture, Rail. Nyyrikki win this game. It goes to game 5. DeftFox have side selection, and DeftFox pick blue side.
I would lose my mental if that happens, I think. I actually would.
Yeah. Well, we'll see whether... Oh, pardon me.
I was going to say, so far, red side, 100% win rate. Hasn't lost. So we're going to have to see if that carries on.
Philippa taking a look towards the mid lane. The Lilting Lullaby will come through. That's a really clean, flawless duet. Dashing forward is Dragane. He eats the tower shot. And Flipper will pick up the kill. DeftFox give away their 7th kill of the game. And it's another kill going the way of Nyyrikki. They are 2k gold up now. Well, nearly 2k. Oh, that is an aggressive grand challenge. Petosco will look to go in. That's another tower shot. And the Ignite ticks down. Petosco might have just thrown his lead in the top lane. And Weka picks up the solo kill on the tower.
Too many tower shots and swings the gold back to Weka a little bit. Helps him out. Weka's up on CS already. And picks up that bounty to really, really help him in that matchup. Nearly has his first full item fully completed. So should be okay when he gets to that stage. So the replay mid. We look for Wazen. They find the sleep. The double flawless duet is great, but Aurelia can't find anything. Dashes into the Gragas body slam. There's so much credit what needs to go to Flipper there. The prediction on the body slam was massive.
She's just locked down. She can't do anything.
Yeah, this is why Gragas count as melee champions. The body slam and then the cast to throw her away, so there's no more jumps for you.
Oh, Taiki. He likes Petosca. He really wants to kill Petosca. He's been beaten in the 2v1 before, but this time, Petosca dashes out. Riposte takes Petosca out to safety. Petosca is playing this matchup beautifully if you exclude that one death that he had where he got a little bit too aggressive onto Weka.
Yeah, this top lane matchup really is playing with fire. Both teams sort of just trying to look for the lead where they can. Flipper so far having a pretty decent game on the Gragas. Going to pick up the dragon and probably look towards that bot side, but Lilia will be pathing down, so probably just take dragon and walk away.
First strike of the game, 11 minutes in. And it will be the Mountain Drake being secured. 500 gold between the two sides. Actually, I just want to see if we can see how the gold is looking between the two top laners. Okay, only 300 gold. I was wondering how big it was because there was a bit of a CS lead for Weka. I mean, is it dropped down a little bit now?
Yeah, it's dropped down a bit since the claim of the bounty. It's really helped Weka work his way back into that lane. So kind of trying to work their way back into the lane. Look at bot lane. As I said, trying to step up for the wave, but they sense something is off. Have they read where Taiki is? Have they found him? Because they're trying to ping out to say, all right, let's see if they're anywhere near. Can we just go do a camp?
I mean, Taiki did only show up, and Hop Up Jr. was just sitting in a bush and waiting. And now Petosca, he's going to want to say, yo, Weka, you know how you wanted to 2v1 me? You reckon that you can 1v2 me and my cool mid laner? And Weka's just like, nah, he's sitting under tower. He doesn't want to fight right now. Flippin' Wazen. I think he dropped down onto Dragane as Abagnale making his way in. That's a death sentence and a half. There's a teleport coming in. The lockup is huge. Dragane will fall. Weka joins the party. Abagnale flashing over the wall. Flipper takes the lantern out to safety. And Nyyrikki will escape unscathed.
And they get free pressure onto top tower. Weka TP'd down. Didn't get anything for his time. Even used the Ignite as well. Now they're looking for Azatol.
Chain of Corruption. That burns the cleanse. Now Hop Jr. can go in. That's a huge solar flare. And that is a dead Azita. That's a bounty going on over to Hop Jr.'s Leona. And he just survives the tower onslaught as well.
Yep, Nyyrikki had heal as well. Completely fine and safe there. Good choice to make a decision on the bot side. Knowing that Azita was on his own, they had to try and make something happen. They burn his cleanse straight away, and he is pretty much dead to rights. And
oh, Hop Jr. going in. That's a lot of damage onto Aizen, but is it quite enough to shield? Is a drop. Avignali solo. Oh, the piercing arrow picks up the kill. And Avignali might have gone golden, but Aizen was unable to pick up the kill. Now Flipper is it getting engaged on the Lilting Lullaby, not available. The Blast Cone will send Flipper back into the jaws of the beast. Watch out, Flipper, you are down. Taiki picks up the kill, and DeftFox pull themselves back to within 1,000 gold of Nyyrikki.
the game dynamic has just swung wide open. When we thought it was the likes of Nyyrikki's bot lane looking like they're ahead, when we thought it was Petoska taking over the game, things just got changed around. All right, so watch this. Leona pretty much sets up this perfect for Varus. So Leona gets the stun. Varus finds the lethality damage and even waits out most of the exhaust. And look at the arrow damage come through. Pretty much drops Wazen to 0 HP. Not much else you can do there, I'm afraid.
And Hop Jr. had what, like 100 HP when he made that play? Maybe 200?
Yeah, but it had to be made. There's no point leaving your AD carry there to the Wolves.
True. Very true. Good stuff from Hop Jr. Hop Jr. Now, Namex is 2-0-2. Azita was the one who was fed until not too long ago. And if you could take a quick look at the goal, because both ADCs have completed their first items, well, it is Namex who's ahead by about 600.
Indeed. Getting that freedom in the bot lane. As soon as they killed Aphelios, it really opened up Namex to work his way back into this. Obviously, Aphelios not having time to CS. They've been pressuring him off the wave consistently like this. They've been constantly stopping him from stepping up. And a lot of the pressure really has just been mid-top this game.
Oh, that was a good swell see from Taiki, but going on to what you were saying, I feel like both junglers have been doing a lot of ganking, to be fair. And they're about to look to do a little bit more. Moonlight Vigil will lock a Namex down. The Chain of Corruption not going to do enough because the explosive cask is there. And yo, if you're going to take one kill, you might as well take a two. Wazen picks up the kill onto Hop Jr. Meanwhile, on the top side of the fight, that's the Lilting Lullaby. That will lock down Petoska. And surely that's going to be the kill. Surely Petoska doesn't outplay this. No, he will. Taiki gets taken down. And now Petoska looks on to Weka. He's going to proc the vitals. He's going to proc the damage. And he's going to take the kill. Dragani too late to the party. And I don't think he wants to give a third kill over to the Nyyrikki top laner either.
Well, that just everything went in the favor of Nyyrikki. He made the play on the bot lane, the beautiful cast, delivering Varus to his death. There's nothing he can do after that. And then the top side outplay from Tosca. What more do you want as a Nyyrikki fan? What more could you ask for?
He's 6-1. He has dominated Weka in this matchup. He's dominated... You know what? He hasn't dominated Weka in this matchup. He's dominated Weka and Taiki in this matchup because he's been playing a 1v2. Taiki is desperate to get a kill onto Petoska, but is unable to do so.
Really is. I don't even think it's that Weka played bad. Hold on a minute. They're looking to rotate for the flipper.
That's the engage coming through. Chain of Corruption. Oh, the damage! And Namex says, thank you for the blue buff.
Imagine being that jungler. Imagine just being, you know, I'm just going to clear my blue buff. Oh, it's all fine. Just chilling. Going to clear my blue buff. So the Moonlight Vigil lands the root into the cast. Just says that Varus is dead to rights. There's no way you can get out there. Leon is just going to follow next.
Yeah. And then, okay, what goes wrong here for Weka and Taiki?
They just don't have enough damage because the parry there denied a lot of the damage from the Gwen. And at that point, the double Gore Drinker gives enough HP for Fiora to outplay this.
Yep. I'm going to give DeftFox a subtle hint. You guys might want to buy some anti-heal.
Maybe. Just maybe. I mean, they did have the ignite on them then.
Oh, cleanse used from Azita, sidesteps. The death sentence does name Xweka, making his way down. 4,000 gold in the game. Third Drake of the game. Will be spawning in 3-4 minutes or so. Nyyrikki, I should say, have picked up the first 2 Drakes of the game, which is the Mountain and the Cloud. We do have an Ocean Soul on the Rift. And I think Azita and Wazen will be fairly happy to have that one.
Yeah, for sure. Ocean, very, very nice here to deal with Varus poke damage, especially when you're going to siege. Even Lilia damage for that. So if they pick up the Ocean Soul, it's going to make sieging that much more easier. Even if you do receive some chunk damage, you're going to be able to sustain and just be happy. Pretty much taking arrows. Obviously, you don't want to ideally, but if it's going to hit you, it's going to be able to sustain you up.
First items completed for pretty much everyone now, with the exception of Abagnale. Hop-Up Jr. has got those Anathema's chains. Chains of Corruption do drop. Death Sentence will not be able to lock down Hop-Up Jr. That's the slow onto Abagnale. Solar Flare onto 3 members. The engager from DeftFox. The flash forward Zenith Blade will be able to lock down Azita, but Hop-Up Jr. is just going to be left to the wolves. That's Flipper buying so much time. Vanguard's edge comes in, but it does not matter. The Aurelia will fall. Lilting Lullaby are down, but the Fate Shield is massive from Wazen as he shreds through the remaining members of DeftFox. It's a quadra kill for the Nyyrikki mid laner. 18 kills for Nyyrikki to DeftFox at DeftFox's at 10 and a 6k goal lead to boot.
You may bully Waze in game 1, you may bully him game 2, but game 3, he is here. He's had enough. He's had enough of being bullied. He's just had enough. Game 4, Waze is unleashed on this Yone. It's one of his best champions. It's been one of his best performing champions. And I mean, we're going to get straight into it. They catch Abagnale. The beautiful solar flare is absolutely amazing. I swear, Hop Jr.'s Leona is tankier than mine.
Yeah, I think everyone says that when they see Leona's.
The cast delivering Aurelia in. There's no follow-up damage. They do take down the Gragas, and then here we see the knock-up into the Fate Sealed. That's just beautiful. I love watching Yone players, and that's the reason why. The sky's the limit with this champion.
Yep. Well, DeftFox, as we've said about Nyyrikki countless times, Nyyrikki won't back down without a fight. It's the same for DeftFox. They're 6k goal down, but here in Italia Esports Series Finland, we don't talk about goal deficits. We fight anyway.
Yeah, you kind of have to throw that out the window. When you look at gold, it doesn't always matter too much. You have to just look and be like, okay.
Oh, they are able to flash the Fate Sealed, and now maybe they can turn the fight. The Lilting Lullaby can be a drop. Not dropped yet. Hop-Up Jr. buys so much time for his team to be able to run out to safety. Piercing Arrow not going to connect onto anyone. And Nyyrikki just get the 1 kill for nothing.
That fight was without Azator as well. That was completely without Azator. Missing a lot of damage, obviously, because Azator has 2 items. But still, they took down Hop Jr. pretty fast. And they're starting to just push their lead even further. Dragon spawning in 2 seconds should be uncontested.
And the Dragon is looking like it will be uncontested. A free pickup for Nyyrikki. Honestly, the further and further we get into this game, Aurel, as I'm going to hold that thought momentarily. Petoska just going in under tower onto Weka. He's just going to run him down. Picks up the healing after proccing the vitals. And he just dashes his way out to safety. But the further and further we get into this game, the more and more I'm agreeing with, the whole red side buff. And the more and more I'm starting to think as well that, if it does end up being 3-2 at the end, I think we should just keep on playing until blue side finally wins.
We would be here all night if that's the case. I mean,
all night.
You do. I need food, man.
Oh. We could get food in one of the breaks, just sit back, like Goggle Box or something. I don't know. Never watched it. So.
Would be quite entertaining, but I don't think that people came here to see that. They came here to see DeftFox versus Nyyrikki.
Should we ask Twitch chat? Would they like to see, like a penalty shootout, right?
don't, just no, just no. Let's stop. Let's stop there. Let's think about what is next for these two teams, because right now it's looking like Nyyrikki has
Hmm.
been the ones taking the fights in their conditions. They've been the ones saying, "Okay, we want to fight, so we're going to fight you."
Yeah.
Aurelia really hasn't been able to do much. They've
No.
really nullified Aurelia well. Every time Aurelia wants to go in, even at Vanguard's Edge, hitting 3 people, but then she's just thrown into a cast and CC'd. She's not able to get off any damage in any team fights before she dies. And it's kind of one of the big reasons that the side of DeftFox are kind of struggling.
And let's not forget as well, the 2 exhausts that were picked up by the side of Nyyrikki, they knew, right? You know, this is Irelia is going to do damage if we let her go unchecked. The Gwen can do damage if left unchecked. Let's pick up a couple of exhausts, and then they're untouched. And I remember it was our wonderful producer Reed who introduced me to going into ARAMs and taking 5 exhausts, and then just not letting the enemy team play the game.
I mean, it seems like they're not letting Dragane play the game.
No.
Dragane has looked good in pretty much every game so far. This is the only one where he's really, really been nullified to not be able to do anything. Hasn't been able to do anything in lane, hasn't been able to do anything in team fights. It's really just showing to the power of them exhausters and the Gragas pick. The Gragas pick from Flipper so far has just been really, really well played.
It's been a huge pick. We weren't sure what Nyyrikki were going to take in the jungle, but maybe Flipper called for that Gragas himself. He said, give me the Gragas. Let me play this Gragas into that Irelia, into that Gwen. And he is making it work wonders so far. DeftFox, though, aren't out of this game.
I feel like I must be the prophet, because I said earlier about the potential Gragas Yasuo, and then we actually get a Gragas
Yeah, you
game.
did, yeah. Okay. But you didn't mention it in that specific pick and ban. It was foreshadowed, though, by yourself earlier on in the broadcast.
I'll go foreshadowing. It looks like Aurelia might be falling to her death. A lot of damage traded back, but nothing else. Just literally nothing else. Doesn't even proc the shield bow.
I actually want to see how much damage the snapback, the execute, did on that, because that felt like it was a good 400 damage when he just snapped back on out.
And that's Yone without Infinity Edge yet. That's gonna get way worse. And their Baron damage is very high. They have no idea just yet. They're trying to guess.
I think they spotted Abignale on the Scuttle Crab Circle of Vision. I don't think DeftFox can contest this. I think they die if they go for this. Maybe throw out a couple of piercing arrows. Chain of Corruption is going to miss completely. Solar Flare not there either. And Namex just gets absolutely popped. I'm going to guess Abignale landed a death sentence, and now Hop Hop Jr., he's going to fall as well. And what could have just been giving away a Baron will end up being giving away a Baron and 2 kills as well.
Yep, it's just getting worse and worse for DeftFox. This game looks like it's slowly slipping out of their hands. Looking for a player onto the Aphelios. He's alone.
Yep, they're going to go in, but the Aphelios is doing so much damage. Red and white do not fight, or do fight and die. As DeftFox learned the hard way. Wazen now going in onto Weka, as this game is just dropping into absolute chaos. DeftFox getting caught left, right, and center. Nyyrikki picking up kills everywhere. Wazen is huge, and Nyyrikki are crashing on into the base.
Kill break completed onto Varus. Varus is delivered in, but not dead yet.
Namex splashes, but he's going to get locked down by the Gravitum. And Hop Hop Jr. will be able to run out to safety. Oh, the stasis keeps Petoska alive. Solar Flare lunged away by Petoska. 5 members still stand of Nyyrikki. They won't look to end this game just yet. DeftFox will have to deal with the pain that is suffering against Nyyrikki just a little while longer.
The base is cracked wide open now. That inhibitor in the mid lane open. They still have the bot lane to focus and the top lane.
Yep.
There's still ways back in for DeftFox, but it's going to be extremely difficult because the members of Nyyrikki haven't really split up, and when they do, it's Fura split. And this is a 10-1-6 Fura, 4 full items to Weka's 2. You really need to send a whole team to take this man down if you want to take him down.
And Petoska will still probably kill you all anyway.
If he parries the right ability, he might actually kill you all.
I mean, we've seen Petoska 1v2. We have to wait and see if he can 1v3. Abignali going to be the focus, and there is no one from Nyyrikki to keep him alive. But the rest of Nyyrikki are showing up. The lilting lullaby comes through, but Wazen able to snap back out to safety. Solitaire will be able to slow Wazen down. The Zenith Blade flashed away by Wazen. He's got no minions to auto-attack, no minions to heal from, but he finds some minions. The piercing arrow will not be able to connect, and Wazen is just going to take the tower shot. Gets the shield from the shield boat. Just buying so much time right now. Sidesteps the piercing arrow. That's a slow. Okay, he should be dead.
Yeah, no, he's doing his job. Look at top lane. Tusker just
Look at bot
working on
lane.
that tower. Exactly. Wazen just bought so much free time for his team. He wasted time of them just chasing and chasing. They lose another inhibitor. They're going to lose the third inhibitor. They start to get choked out by minions.
They might lose the Ocean Soul as well, as Taiki looking to go in. He doesn't have the Lilting Lullaby available, but look at who's coming. It's Petoska. Weka's teleported in. The rest of the team slowly following.
Look
Did
at
so much
the damage.
Goes Golden, and DeftFox are just running for their lives, because in the backline is Petoska, and this is just allowing Nyyrikki to step forward. It's allowing Azita to clean up Dragane, the last member standing, but he will stand no longer. Azita picks up the ace. Nyyrikki clean through DeftFox, and they will push through in the mid lane. Red side is superior once again. Nyyrikki will take us to game 5, but if Nyyrikki want to take the series, they will have to break the red side curse.
The curse continues. What a game, to be honest. And you could make a montage of Petoska's outplays in this game. He had a lot of fun on this Fura, absorbed so much pressure in that 1v2. It wasn't even a top lane matchup. That was a top lane versus top and jungle matchup. Petoska took all the pressure in the world. Meanwhile, Flipper was doing absolute work on this Gragas. Like, Varus did not have a fun time playing this game.
I've also noticed something as well. The further and further we've got into the series, we started up, buttons done, jackets on, and now, we're getting to that stage where it's just like, you know what? Need to chill a bit and get
Yeah.
ready to jump on in for a potential 5th and final game. We're going to be jumping on into a break for game 5, and most certainly the last game will be coming shortly. Cue the silver scrapes.